Okay, hello everybody. Let me get stuff going un momento. I'm sure people are going to come in here in just a couple minutes anyway. So we'll get started in just a couple minutes. Do this. Okay. Okay. Coolio, 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 coolio. All right. Happy Saturday, everybody. I'm in a good mood today. I was gonna look. Oh, I need my disc thing. I need the dice. Well, I really only need the D12, but you know. Hope everyone's been having a good weekend. My desk is currently a hot effing mess. It always is. It's nothing new. Hello. Hi. Welcome. Happy Saturday. Hope your day's been going well. I'm in a very goofy mood apparently today. Good day to do some reading, I think. It's a good day to end off the day doing some reading. So, all right. Hold on 1 second. I gotta make sure I got everything together because I feel like I don't often look like I do, and I have none of my stuff together. Sad fact of life, unfortunately. Oh, I should probably put my banner up that says welcome. That would be nice. Okay, so hello everyone. We will start the sprints here about 10 after. Just give everybody some time to come in, say hello, chill out. If you're here, please tell me what you are reading for tonight's sprints. For those of you that might be new, just joining me for the first time, I do sprints for about 4 hours from about 8 p.m. Eastern to midnight. I'm on the East Coast, so it's Eastern Standard Time. I know there's quite a few of you that might be in Eastern, and then there's some of you that are not. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to sprint for about 4 hours in varying ways, and I'll go over that too once we kind of get to doing our first sprint. But please tell me what you were planning on reading today. I'm going to take my glasses off because that glare is just annoying the bonkers out of me. But today I am working on The Shadow Rising by Robert Jordan. This is book 4 in the Wheel of Time series. Really surprised you're on time. Well, hey, that's awesome. Like, I'm super excited you can make it today. But yeah, so I'm on book 4 of the Wheel of Time series. I'm currently on page 497. So I'm almost halfway through the book. The book is like almost 1,000 pages by itself. And then there's still like a glossary. And then there's, I think, an excerpt for the next book. Yeah, there's a prologue preview of book 5. So the full book is like 1,040 pages. But I'm only really counting the 990 some that are the actual text of the book because I don't really read the glossary or anything unless I need to reference it, which I really don't. But looking to get this one done before the end of the month. I'm hoping to get a lot of it done tonight and then finishing it tomorrow. Because this is my final read for Greek Godathon. If any of you are participating in that readathon that's been going on this whole month, this is my last prompt for that. This is for the prompt. Now I don't remember. Now that I'm putting myself in the hot seat, I don't remember jack diddly. What did I put this for? Oh, Hephaestus. That's right. Or no, I already completed that because I finished The Dragon Reborn. Oh, that makes me so excited. I did not realize I had completed all of my prompts for Greek Godathon. Oh man, look at me go. That's awesome. I'm so happy with that. Yay. So that means like for all of my things for Greek Godathon and Mini Magical Readathon, that was this like last week, not this past week, but the week. No. Was it this past week? I don't freaking know. Time is a weird soup, apparently. And that's a Critical Role reference if those of you that don't know what that means. Yeah, it was last week. So yeah, I did complete all my prompts for Mini Magical Readathon last week, which was awesome. Oh yeah, because I just posted that vlog earlier today. God, my brain. It is not working with me apparently right now. That's okay. So anyway, I guess since I already completed my Greek Godathon prompts, this is just kind of for my Wheel of Time reading series I've been doing. And then I have one more book after this that I want to finish by the end of the month. And that is for my Practical Magic reading series I've been doing, where I'm actually then like going to be reading Practical Magic, the book, because I read the 2 prequel books. Now I'm going to read the book Practical Magic, and then in April I will be finishing off that series finally by reading the sequel that came out in October of last year. So yeah, so let me know what you guys are reading today with me. Would love to read The Wheel of Time. I will say this is a really good staple. I've heard so many people don't think it's my cup of tea. Well, I guess it depends on what you like, because here's the thing. If you're a high fantasy lover, I think that you'll enjoy it, but I think specifically you would have to like the high fantasy where it's not super political and is more kind of Tolkien-like, where it focuses a lot on the world and how the world and the lore affects the people, because it's very much based in this prophecy, this reincarnation prophecy that basically comes up. It's very much more focused on that. And as time goes on, you start to see the political aspects within that, like how it affects the politics, but it is much more based in the lore and the world, kind of how like Tolkien does with the Lord of the Rings series. So if you like that, you'll like this. But I think if you're somebody who tends to be more of a military fantasy or high fantasy with massive amounts of political intrigue or political stakes, this would probably not be something that you would enjoy, because I don't think that it has nearly as much politics based as lore, history, world built ideas within it. So I would say that if you like that stuff, then you definitely will like it. If you don't, then you probably won't. Because I will say that there's a lot of stuff that gets brought up that can be very confusing. I feel like it's something that I wish I would have gone into it knowing. See, okay, if you like Game of Thrones, I don't think you would necessarily like this, because Game of Thrones is a very, very different idea. To me, Game of Thrones plays more on the political side of things, how people backstab each other to, do different things. They really align themselves with certain homes and houses. And there's just a lot of backstabbing, because it's a game, which that's actually kind of funny, because they mentioned in the Wheel of Time how everything is a game of houses, where in the Wheel of Time, it basically talks about strategizing and, doing certain things that are going to better your station within the world. But that's only like a very small part of, I think, this entire series. The more that you read it, the more invested you get in the history and the world of this series. So I don't think Game of Thrones people would necessarily like this, but it's definitely a high fantasy series that in its own right is really, really a staple when it comes to high fantasy. So I hope that makes sense. But from having read the prequel and now 3 full novels of this series, I feel like it's a very different vibe than what a lot of people, I think, go into it looking for. Hello, JV. We'll be reading No Place for Magic, Book 4 of the Frog Princess series. Fun! That's so much fun. Yeah, so it's basically something where, like, if you're looking for something that's not super politically based, okay, it makes sense. All right. I tend to, circle around the same thing multiple times. I apologize. It's because I feel like I'm not making the point clear, but I know I'm making the point clear, so I apologize for that. I just tend to get very sucked in on one idea. Okay, so we got about a minute to go before our first sprint. So for those of you, I'm going to quickly run through this as quick as I can at least. For those of you that are new, if you are not familiar with how I do sprints, I basically do what I like to call as my D12 sprints. Now, if you're familiar with the booktuber Becca and the Books, they have a TBR game every month that they play called Bookopoly. Basically, it's a bookish version of Monopoly. Now, they also have a readathon that they do, I think, at least once a year, where they will do sprints with, the participants, and they're called dice sprints. And how she does those is that she does 2 6-sided die, and each tick mark on the dice basically equates to 5 minutes. And then you tally those up and it'll equate to so many minutes worth of reading. I do the same thing basically, but instead of using 2 6-sided die, I use 1d12. So it's basically just one less die. And same rules apply based on the number we get, multiply it by 5. That's how many minutes we have for the sprint. Now, I don't really do 5-minute sprints. Those are things I don't really think work well for many readers. So the smallest amount of sprints we will ever do is 10. The longest we'll do is when we roll a 12, which will be a full hour. However, for the first sprint, we don't do more than 30 because 30 minutes is, I think, the maximum for a good warm-up for most people. So if you're new and have questions, please feel free to ask in the chat. I would be more than happy to help you with, answering any questions. Otherwise, basically what I will have you guys do is if you would like to put in the chat your place on your books, like what page you're on, please feel free to put that in there with these sprints. That way you can keep track of how much maybe you've read over this sprint or, something to that effect. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do our first roll for the night. Okay, that's an 8. We're not doing more than 30, like I said. It's a 7. We're getting closer. That's a 1. We're not doing 1s. There we go. Okay, so we rolled a 2, which means we're going to have a nice, quick 10-minute sprint just to warm everybody up, get everybody situated, get everyone rearing to go. So I do have timers pulled up. Nope, that one. There we go. So this is a fun one. This is a roller coaster one. So I apologize for those of you that might have a little motion sickness. I hope it's not going to be too distracting. If it is, let me know. I was trying to find some really different timers for this time, but just let me know if it ends up being too much for you guys, too distracting. So anyway, we're going to get started here. So we're going to go to about the 22-minute mark, take a little bit of a break, and get everybody to be prepared for the next sprint. So everyone get your books. Put in the chat if you would like where you're at with your current books so that you know where you started. And let's go ahead and get started with our first sprint of 10 minutes. Go. Hope that didn't scare anybody. I apologize if it did. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, 10 minutes of reading is done, everybody. How did you do? I got through like 7 pages. I basically got to the break in the chapter, and I hate stopping in the middle of a chapter where there's not a break or it's not like the end of the chapter going into the next one. So I just thought that with the fact that I had like a minute and a half left, I'd stop on the break of the chapter, made it the easiest, and then I'll just pick that back up with the next sprint. So how'd you guys do? Are you liking your books? I see you're on 453 A City of Glass. How's that going? I need to remember what your name is. I know you follow me on Instagram. I'm sorry, I'm so bad with names. Hold on, let me find it. It's in here somewhere. Carissa, that's what it is. Hello, Carissa. My bad. I am so bad about names. Carissa, that's your name. JV just read 7 pages for now. Yep. All right. That's kind of what I was thinking I was going to get through too. So Carissa. Yes, I found it. I found the Instagram. I'm so bad with names. I apologize. It's awful. It's really bad. My memory, I feel like, has gotten worse as I've gotten older. Cause like, I don't know if this is just everybody when they get older, but like I feel like in high school I was really good about remembering names, faces, people, things, everything. Like I was really good at remembering things. But I feel like ever since college, I think because of dealing with the workload I had during college, it permanently fried my brain. And so especially even since I've been out of college with working full time for the last, oh gosh, going on 3 years with this company I've been with, I seriously feel like I have no brain space to remember half this stuff anymore. I'm surprised I can remember stuff from the books that I read so that I can do reviews. Like, that's how bad my memory's gotten. So, excuse me. I don't know if that's anybody else, but I feel like that's been me recently. And now I have the hiccups and the burps because of my drink. Stupid sparkling water sometimes does that to me. Gives me the hiccups. Okay, we'll get started with our next sprint at about the 30-minute mark. Give us a nice 5-minute break. How'd you guys' weeks go? I feel like I had a really weird week. I don't know what it was, but I will say I feel like that I've basically just been really overworked. Sorry, my brain like short-circuited there for a second. I've been really feeling overworked, not with like my personal life or anything that's going on with that. I've been feeling overworked with my day job. And I think that's because I don't typically take a vacation. I feel like the only times I have was maybe 2020 around my birthday. I took a few days off. And my husband and I went, when we were still engaged at that point, went up to Mackinac Island. Oh, it's finally spring break for you. I wish I had a spring break. Like, I don't get that at all. Like, I have a job where most of the people I work with take spring break off because they have children that have spring break. And so they take time off for that. Case in point, though, yesterday I had something come in. I had a ton of stuff come in last minute for this big event that was going on this weekend going into next week. And for one, I didn't have very much information about what exactly needed to be done with these things with work. And on top of that, I was provided incorrect information when I had information. So I was stressing out all day trying to get something done before the end of the day with the weekend coming up. And it feels like it's been like that for several weeks now. And I'm just getting to the point where I feel like I'm just getting burned out from work. Because like my normal personal life is fine. But because I feel so burned out with work, it does transfer over into my daily life. It's getting to a point where like I have these moments where when I get really bad depressive states, because I'm not diagnosed with depression per se, but I do have depressive states where like there's short periods of time where I am really down in the dumps, and I don't take care of myself at all. Like I barely get dressed for 3 days. I want to run away. Like I want to just forget everything, run off into the woods, and just never be seen again. Like that's kind of where I'm starting to hit again. But I will say that today I felt a lot better, and I think it's because it's the weekend, but I'm definitely getting to a point where I cannot wait for my birthday because this summer I am taking some time off. I am taking actual time off for my birthday to just have like a vacation, and it's going to be well needed. And I have to wait until my birthday because I'm going through this transition with work where this coming week is our last week with this one contracting agency I work through. And then I get transferred to another contracting agency doing the same job for the same company beginning of April. But because of that, then that means that my PTO and like the vacation time I get off from them doesn't hit until like May. And I don't really have anything going on in May or June that would qualify me in my mind to be able to take a vacation. So I'm holding out to my birthday just because that way it's like 4th of July. My birthday's on July 8th. I'll take that whole week off and just, do that whatever I want. I've been trying to read in the morning and write the novel I've been working on in the afternoon and evening this week, but I get so tired, especially after cooking and cleaning up for lunch. Yeah. See, and okay, writing is something that I had to realize this last couple of weeks that I'm no longer able to do. For those of you that have been around for a little while, might have remembered me doing a lot of different writing projects. I have still the stuff to write them eventually, but I do not think I'm going to really ever get back to writing for a very long time. And I had this whole discussion with one of my best friends who's like, she and I had a lot of the same classes and stuff in college because we had almost the same major, not exactly, but one of my best friends from college, she and I were talking on the phone a few weeks ago, and basically I was telling her about how I just don't have the energy. Being able to do stuff with YouTube is the most I have outside of my work life and like my personal life with like Oscar and Robert and my family and my friends. This YouTube is my space. This is what I do for fun. It is the only thing I have the capability of putting energy into anymore. So like my Twitch channel basically went away because I don't have the energy to play games anymore. There's nothing I really want to play. But now with Elden Ring out and Tiny Tina's Wonderland that my husband just got, like I've been like I wish I could play a lot on my downtime, but I don't. And then writing, that was something that I had to literally fight. Like it was constantly a battle for me to fight to like be able to sit down and write. Cause like I would be excited at the idea of being able to write, but I get down to my laptop to actually type something out and nothing. And it was a battle. It sucked. So I decided to basically just do away with those things that don't bring me any happiness anymore and don't really seem to fulfill me anymore, and just focus on doing my YouTube stuff. Because if anything, like I enjoy this more than anything else. I enjoy the making of videos and editing and, having the TBRs every month. Like that's what I really enjoy doing. So that is what I put most of my energy into outside of work and life anymore. Hello, Thrifty. Hi, Mia. Welcome. So yes, I'm really happy I'm deciding to take some time for my birthday to rest as well because I deserve it. And on my birthday, I'm getting 2 new tattoos, and I'm so excited for that because I've wanted them since last year, and I've been waiting for the perfect time to get them. And my birthday is that time. I'm so excited. So that's what I'll be doing. I don't know what else I'm going to be doing. Robert and I had talked about the idea of maybe going back up to Mackinac Island again for my birthday because I really, really want to go back. I love going up there during the summer. It is really nice. It's very touristy, but the last time we went up there, we definitely acted as tourists. So if we go this summer, what we're going to do is actually, just take the time to really just have fun and do whatever we want on the island, and could like not necessarily staying on the island because that shit is expensive. But when we go to the island off from the ferry, we would like to take more time to really just enjoy doing things and not doing all the touristy things jam-packed into one day. Because that was definitely very fun when we did it the last time we went. But I've been up there now 3 times. So I've seen pretty much everything there is to see on the island, and he has too. So really the only thing we can do is just enjoy our time to be on the beach and just hang out and just be able to enjoy the summer of being on the island. So I think that that's what we'll do, is spend a lot of time just kind of soaking up the sun and being at the water and just kind of being able to sit and relax and not have to worry about anything else that's going on, because I feel like I've been so stuck with my brain constantly being in overdrive. That's the way to do it. I like being able to take my time to do things on vacation. And I always go into vacations with that mindset, but a lot of times when I'm on vacation, it's places I've never really been, so I want to go explore. Like my husband this past week went on a trip to Chicago with a couple of friends, and they were there for basically 2 full days. They left Wednesday at like 7 o'clock in the morning, got to the train, and were in Chicago by like midday, like after early afternoon maybe. Spent the whole day out doing stuff, went and slept at a hotel, spent the next day doing things, got on the train toward home for like, I think like 4:30, 5 o'clock, something like that. And he didn't get home till close to 10. But they spent the whole time like jam-packed doing stuff. And I like doing that when I'm in new places. But I think specifically especially if we do end up going to Mackinac Island, because it's still a little bit up in the air, like planning wise. He and I both, like, I made it apparent where I'm like, I need you to make me relax. Make me just not plan anything. Let's not plan anything for the first time and just hang out. Go just sit on the beach. Like, bring your swimsuit. We're going to be in the water. We're going to be on the beach. We're going to, maybe try to do a tandem bike ride again, because we tried that the last time and I was really scared, but I think I've got the hang of it. So I think we'll do that maybe. Like, there's not really much I would want to do that I haven't seen before. So it's like now I can just go and just have a good time. And that's really what I want, like go see the gift shops, obviously, and go see, last time we went to the Grand Hotel and had a drink at one of the bars up a few floors up, and had lunch at the buffet, which was very expensive, but was kind of worth it because it was just really fun to be able to go inside the hotel and everything. So I think that that's kind of what we'll do. Speaking of which, my husband is bringing in the puppy. Hi, puppy. Oscar's here. Hey, yo, Aussies. Hi. What are you doing? Oh, right in my eyeball. Okay, bye. Wait, are you going to stay? What are you doing? Okay, bye. And that's the other thing that's been making things a lot easier on me, is that puppy. He is making my life very happy. He's been making it easier for me to get through the day, because at the end of the day, I get to see his cute little face and get to hang out with him. So anyway, okay, I talked way over what I was hoping, but that's okay. There's been a lot of stuff on my mind recently, so I apologize. I've just been, I think, coming to realize a lot of things about what I've been doing, and I think I'm just becoming very overworked. So I needed the ability to just relax, have fun, and tell you guys kind of what some things are going on. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and do our next roll. So let's see what we end up getting. Oh no, I lost it. Oscar, do not get that. Okay. Whew. I thought Oscar was going to run in here and get the dice. That was not going to be good. I do not want him swallowing this. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so that time we rolled a 7. So we're going to do a 35-minute sprint for this next one. Got a cute little, speaking of Oscar, oh my gosh, I have a cute little doggo alarm. It's cute. Hi. Robert just flipped me off. How dare he? That was so rude. No, but we honestly do that all the time. We're just constantly like, just, married couples. That's what we do. Anyway, so yeah, we have a 35-minute dog timer, so it's got cute little faces. I don't know if it cycles through pictures at all. Ah! Why did you throw? My husband has chosen chaos and violence apparently tonight. He just threw Oscar's toy banana at me. What in the hell is going on with him? Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and I love my husband. I love my husband. I love my husband. But what the hell? It's the little things, guys. It's the little things, truthfully. All right. Anyway, let's get started. So, 35 minutes of reading. We're going to come back around the 13-minute mark, I think, of the next hour. So, good luck. Do what you got to do. Get some reading in, and I will see all of you in 35 minutes. Go. 45 minutes of reading is done. Great job. I actually managed to finish a chapter like right there at the end, which was like the best feeling. So how did you guys do? I had to take a little bit of a break because I realized some friends had come by the house for like a hot second. I wanted to say hi to them. So then I got a little distracted, but I did get through, let's see. Where was I? Oh, here it is. So I got 20 pages. No, like 22 pages. That's what I did. 26 pages for JV. Nice. Glad to hear of it. Oh, puppy break. Hello. What, Baba? What are you doing? You being good? He does not want to be in here, apparently. Oh. Come here, Oscar. Hi, baby. What are you doing? My Baba. Okay, so what was I gonna say? I don't remember, but now there it is. I can feel a hair tickling my hand. Okay, so I know that last time I went to ask you guys what exactly had been going on with you, and then I talked a lot about myself. So what have you guys been up to this past week? How have you been? I really hope you haven't been having as weird and crappy of a week as I have, but please tell me how you guys are doing. Are you doing okay? It's getting to the end of the month. Yeah, what do you guys got going on? Like, what's going on? Anything fun coming up? I know, Carissa, you said you were on spring break finally. So you got any plans going on for spring break? Anything fun, vacation or otherwise? Ow. What's everybody got on the docket for next week? Let's see. What do I have? So I just have to work. And then, like I said, this is my last week with the contracting agency I've been working with for just under a year now. I think that's it. I think that's really Oscar has a vet appointment, though, on Thursday. He has his final puppy vet appointment, I think, where he's going to get his rabies shot and he's going to get everything squared away so that finally we could put him in obedience classes. I thought the last appointment we had at the beginning of March was going to be where we could get him signed up for obedience classes, but that was not the case. We had to wait till this appointment coming up on Thursday. So, next weekend, I think I'll still be able to do sprints, but next weekend I do have to go stay at my parents' house next Friday night, just because my parents are going to be going to see my sister, and she lives a hot ways away from them. So I had to basically just go over to take care of their animals. But it's just the one night. So I should be back sometime during the day Saturday, and should still be able to do sprints next weekend. So no worries on that. Not really doing anything. I have a placement test I need to take for school, but other than that, nothing really. Well, good luck on your placement test. I hope that goes well. I'm not quite sure exactly what that entails, but I do hope you do well with it, because tests are no fun. They're no bueno in my mind. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. So next weekend I'll be hanging out with my parents' dog, Kaya, and their 2 cats. And that's going to be a fun time. And because my sister's not going to be there, I will be able to stay in her bedroom. So I don't have to sleep on the living room couch, which will be nice. Because good Lord, sometimes that can be annoying with the cats running around at night. First, Thrifty. No reading for me, just watching movies and doing my hair. Fun! Are you putting them in braids? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing with your hair exactly? Like, give me the deets. I want to hear. I love hearing stuff about hair. It's fun. It's a fun time. Planning to schedule some interviews with graduate schools that accepted me for my master's to check which program best fits me. That's awesome! Oh my gosh, good luck with all of that. What's your master's? What are you going into your master's for? That sounds riveting, truthfully. Like, that sounds really fun. Not interviews, I mean meetings, I need coffee. Interviews, meetings, it's kind of the same thing based on what you said. Like you're having to figure out which one's going to fit your program best and what you're looking for. So I would consider that kind of an interview. Makes sense to me. But what's your master's? I want to know. Yeah, seriously, good luck. That's got to be like so exciting, but a little crazy. Education along with teaching credential. Oh, I've been hearing nothing but awful things recently regarding the education system. And my mom's a school social worker, so I hear all kinds of crap about the way things are going. So I really, really wish you luck. What grades are you looking to teach? Are you thinking K through 6, secondary? What are you thinking? Week was full of food that I should not have eaten, getting my system back on track. Oh, but see, if it's good food, should you really not have eaten it? I mean, maybe, but if it's good food, it's good food, right? I don't care how bad it is for me. I don't care how bad chicken nuggets are for me. If I want my chicken nuggets, I'm getting my freaking chicken nuggets. I don't give a damn how bad they are for me, truthfully. Doing twists in your hair. Did color and deep conditioning earlier today. Oh, okay. So, okay. Please excuse my ignorance, but I am a white girl. I don't know much about dealing, with textured hair and specifically, doing things like braids and twists. So when it comes to putting them in, obviously, because I'm assuming that there's some kind of extension, because from every video I've seen about doing braids and twists and all that is that it's used with extensions because you're making them longer. And so my question is do they actually get glued in, or is it more of they kind of just, because of the way that they're twisted, they kind of just stay that way? They just stay with the chunk of hair? I'm curious because I know some people get the wigs. I know some people get the extensions glued in or sewed in. So when it comes to twists and braids, does it latch on by itself to the chunk of hair, or do you have to glue it in? How does that work? Because I'm so curious. It looks so beautiful when, I see Black women have their hair done with them, but I'm just how do you do that? What goes into that? Because I don't know. Y'all have the whole beauty is pain thing. You guys take the cake with that, truthfully, because goodness, that stuff takes a long time from what I understand. 3 through 4, preferably grade 4. Oh, that's awesome. That's exciting. I really wish you luck. I hope that everything goes well with those meetings because I know that it could I'm glad to hear that you have a lot of colleges to pick from for your master's, but I do hope that the choice ends up becoming easier for you because that can be a little overwhelming. That's why I do wigs a lot. I did braids when I was younger and it wasn't my thing. See, and I don't care whether it's braids, twists, wigs. Y'all have some beautiful hair. Honestly, even when it's natural, I just love seeing people on TikTok doing their hair, regardless of what it is, whether they're putting a wig in or they're doing their braids or whatever. Y'all just have some beautiful work done. It's absolutely wonderful. I'm going to say this and I'm not being 100% serious, but it sometimes makes me want to try it. But not being 100% serious, it just looks so fun and fascinating, and the creativity that kind of comes with that. And some of the wigs are absolutely beautiful. I wish my hair could look like how the wigs look most of the time, because most days it's in a bun, ponytail, or it's just somehow up and out of my face because it gets annoying. But I just see TikToks of Black women doing their hair, and it's just beautiful. And especially I saw one where it was, I think somebody talking about their shrinkage, and they obviously had very, poofy hair starting off with, but then when it shrank, it was this beautiful little curls, and I'm I wish I had those curls because my hair is stick straight. The only time I ever get any shape to mine is if I get layers put in, and then those grow out so bad. And it's just, it's so beautiful. I love watching TikToks with like Black women. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Do twist my own hair too. However, this time I'm doing a method crochet, adding extensions. Okay. Adding extensions so I can add color that I want. Okay, that's what it seems like. So my question though is like, when it comes to putting them in, like installing them in a sense, that I don't know if that would be the correct terminology. Please feel free to educate me. If you're doing them on your own too, when it comes to twists, do you have to put anything in, like a glue, or like you said, like a crochet? So do you have to, like, in a sense, like wrap it around the base hair to get it to stay? Because that's what I would be curious to know, is how does it stay? I think that's more my question. How does it stay put? Because I would not be able to get nothing to stay. It just would not work. So like that's again why I'm so fascinated by it, is like it takes so much work and so much like tiny little details to get those things in correctly. Like you're masters at what you do, and I'm so like just enamored with all of it. It's just beautiful to me. I love it. I love it. For your master's, interested in researching how books promote empathy, putting in love for reading with teaching. Oh, I love that so much. That would actually be really, really cool. Like, because that's for your thesis, I'm assuming. So, thesis technically would be for a PhD, but depending on what kind of a master's program you have, you may have some kind of research, which I'm assuming with education you would. I know a few people that took education when I was in college, and so I remember them saying something, you had to do some kind of research. Put your base hair in a small ponytail and you crochet the extensions through and twist it. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay. That seems like a lot of work though. Goodness. Well, thank you. Thank you for educating me on that, because I'm like, again, I'm just enamored with it, but I want to know how it works, because like, goodness, you guys, like, it takes a lot. Okay, now that we've sat here, talked about hair and God knows what else, and master's programs and all that stuff, I think it's time for us to get started with another sprint. Thrifty, thank you very much for educating me on how you put your extensions in, because that's awesome. That's so fascinating to me, how there's so many different ways for you guys to like have like colorful hair and work with your natural hair, but make it look nice for you. Because I know that like there's a lot of issues with people when it comes to like natural hair. Like there's a lot of school districts that they wouldn't allow natural hair, where like it's there, it just looks like the afro style, the very textured style. I think it's bull that they don't allow Black students to have textured hair. I think it's dumb. I think that is one of the things I hate the most about the way that school districts are set up, because it doesn't make any sense. Why is it that a white person can have super flaming red hair and not get in trouble, but a Black student couldn't have dreadlocks or cornrows or anything like that? That's annoying to me. Also, yes, and Chris is right. Props to you for doing it yourself, because I know that can be a long time. Like it takes, I think I saw one video where it took a girl 8 hours to put hair extensions in, and I think she might have done braids. I think it was braids. So many videos on YouTube. Yes, I will look that up, because it is fascinating to me. It is so fascinating. It's kind of like one of those weird ASMR things for me too, because like just to see them like go through the process of everything, it's so satisfying. That's just little things like that. Okay. But yeah, like the natural hair thing, I think that needs to be done away with, like in schools where you're not allowed to have that, because like this is natural. This is natural color, natural hair for me. Why is this okay? And your guys' hair is not. That doesn't make any sense to me. But that's systemic racism for you, folks. Ding. Ugh. Anyway, we're going to move away from that topic because I'm going to get heated because I hate that so much. So anyway, let's go ahead and do our next sprint. Okay. Thrifty. I don't know if you're going to like this because you're watching movies, but we got a 10-minute sprint. Are we okay with that? I don't know. Done paying 200, 250. Yeah, they're so expensive too. Oh my gosh, goodness. I thought it was expensive to get my hair done sometimes. Like, good Lord. Oof. No thanks. I don't want to spend that amount of money. I would rather do it myself too. If I knew how to do it and if I could do it and wouldn't, and if I was also Black and I wanted to do it, I would do it myself because I'm not going to pay that much either. No, thank you. We're not doing that. Okay, so we're going to do another 10-minute sprint. We're going to do the roller coaster one again for those of you that were not here for the first time we did this. If this is a little bit too much for you motion-wise, let me know. It didn't seem like going to use it as a break. Oh, okay, cool. Good. So if this one moves too much, just let me know. We didn't really seem to have any issues with it the first time we used it today. But I know some people have come in since that point. So let me know if this is too much for you guys, and I'll pick something else. But it is a roller coaster, so there is movement, okay? All right, we're going to do 10 minutes. We're going to come back around the 41-minute mark, everybody. Let's go. Maybe. Is it going to go? There it goes. Hi. Hey. 10 minutes are up, guys. Okay, so that time I got through 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages. 8 pages that time. Woo, doing well. Okay, I did see something pop up on one of my Discord things, so I'm going to check that really quick before I go any further because I want to make sure I don't miss something that I need to. Okay, so next. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, just saw some really good news pop in. Cool. Okay, but now I also know when I have to be prepared for a live show next weekend, which will be fine. Like it'll be in the afternoon for me, so I could probably watch it while I'm at my parents', or depending on what time I get home, basically, like I could pop in there. Yeah. Anyway, let me close that now so I don't forget. But yeah, so how did you guys do with that sprint? I got 8 pages read. So, and I want to pick your guys' brain on this because for those of you that are here, I want to start thinking of a way that we can probably maximize the time that we have here. Finish chapter 11, have 5 chapters left. Nice. I hope you can get it done tonight. I don't know if you will, but maybe you get really close. That's a possibility. Okay, so here's what I want to talk to you guys about. And I'm going to test this out next weekend. But I've been thinking about this idea where instead of it being super random and feeling like we don't get a ton of reading time in because we have a lot of like talking between, I thought about the idea of still doing the roles to where it is randomized, but having it where we have to have one time get every single thing except for the 5-minute sprint. So like we would have like a checklist. So we'd have a 10-minute, 20, 15, like all the way going up to an hour. And when we roll one of those sprints, we'd cross it off the list, and then we wouldn't be able to do any more of those time sprints during the live. Now, this could mean that ultimately I don't know, I feel like it really wouldn't change much of the sprints, but I feel like it does limit us to, like if we get a lot of short ones right off the bat, that means that we're left with the longer ones. Or maybe I just really need to pay more attention to how much I talk. I don't know. I thought about, making it so that like we could have it where it's kind of like deal or no deal kind of thing, where like the higher ones that you get done sooner, you don't have to do the higher ones later. But I don't know whether or not that's going to be something that everyone's going to like, or if it's going to cause any issues. So I wanted to pick your guys' brain on that. And if you think it would be worth testing next weekend, I can do it. But if you guys don't think that that's going to work, then I won't even bother with testing it. Listen to 10 minutes of homegoing, 3 pages. That's fine. You read 3 pages. That's progress. Like the randomness of the times. Okay, so I'm going to say that that's probably like a no for this test, which is fine. We can set a timer during the break period to stay on track. That is something I thought about, like in order to stay on track, like implementing that where I have a timer set up, like maybe max 10 minutes between. Because I feel like for me, the visual aspect is what I would probably need. So that's actually a really good suggestion. If I do test anything and if like this idea doesn't necessarily jive with everybody, what I could test is testing out the timer for the breaks. I think that could be something too. So what are your thoughts? Do you think having kind of a deal or no deal-esque checklist of like knocking out the specified times based on what we roll would be good? Or do you think we just need to maybe have like a set timer for breaks? I want to poll the group here. I don't want just my opinion and one other person. I want people who are here to give me their opinion, because I want to try to make this as fun as possible, but also like stay on track, because we're here to try to read, right? Good with whatever. Well, Carissa, no, it's okay. It's fine. So you're okay with either one. That's good. That's a vote by itself. So basically, that just makes it easy. So no matter what I decide, you'll be happy. Well, honestly, Thrifty, since you brought that up, so JV is even saying, yeah, to keep the randomness and time the breaks. I think, yeah, this might be what we go with, because I think that this is honestly going to be the thing I need to keep in check with myself. Because I do tend to talk a lot. You guys know that. And I apologize for how much I tend to talk. It's just, I like chatting with everybody, and I don't know, but I do need to rein it in sometimes. So I think that's what we'll do. We will next week, I'm going to try to keep myself composed here this week, obviously. But next week, I will implement a timer for myself for every 10 minutes that we have our break, to keep it to 10 minutes. 10 or 15. What do you guys, like, I don't know. We'll figure that out as we go. But that might be something to do, because I wasn't sure what exactly I wanted to do to try to make this easier for everybody and try to maximize the amount of time we have. But I think that's going to be the way we do it. I think that might be it. Okay. Give you guys 2 minutes, or 1 minute, sorry. 50-minute mark, we'll get started with our next one. So quickly, go grab a drink, go grab a snack if you can't. Thrifty, don't mess up your hair in the process. I know you just took a break. Whatever you got to do, don't mess it up. Because I don't want you to have to redo all that. All right, let's go ahead and take our roll, though. See what we get for this next sprint. Okay, so we got a little bit of a longer one. We had a nice even keel so far of a short, longer, short, going back to longer this time. We rolled an 8. So that means we're going to do a 40-minute sprint this time, okay? So nice, good long one. So make sure that you guys have something to snack on if you need it. Make sure you guys have something to drink if you need it. If you have to use the bathroom during the sprint, do that. Ooh, time for some popcorn. I was just thinking that too, dude. Like, now I want some popcorn. Maybe the break time can be based on how long the sprint is. That might be something too. If it's more than 30 minutes, maybe it's 20-minute break. If it's less than 30, maybe a 10-minute break. That might be something. I like that. Okay, that's a good idea. All right, so this time I got a cute little fun one for a timer. It's basically like little squishies, like little rubber squishy thingamabobs. So anyway, we're going to use this. So I think I'm going to go get something to eat. Oh, I just remembered we don't have any more popcorn. We ran out of popcorn last night, and I should have grabbed some when I was at the store. No. That's okay. I'll find something to snack on. So 40 minutes, everybody. Let's get going. We're going to come back at about the 30-minute mark of the next hour, okay? Everybody, have fun. Get your reading in. Hopefully, JV will get you to the end of your book. That'll be great if we could do that by the end of the night. All right, go. Hey guys, so 40 minutes is done. It was a nice long one. So we'll take a little bit of a break. Maybe let's enact our break time right now that we're going to start implementing. So we'll have a break for about 20 minutes and I'll start using my timer. So I do have a 20-minute timer here that I would use for sprints anyway that I'll use. So how much did you guys get read that time? I got through a bit. I did grab a piece of pizza that we had sitting in the kitchen, so I went and grabbed it, and then I ate that and went and then grabbed a glass of wine so that I could chill. Yeah, so let me see. Trying to figure out where I started. I don't remember. I don't remember, truthfully. Oh, wait, I think I do. Aha, I found it. So I think I read like 27 pages? Yeah, I think I read like 27 pages. Listening to Homegoing and made popcorn. Yum! Yum, yum, yum. Read 28 pages. Nice. Nice. Okay, so yeah, I actually super excited. I'm now, I think, at the point where I'm like just over halfway done with this because I'm on page 560. So if I update my Goodreads, let me see what that ends up being. I think it should be over halfway. Yes, 53%. Awesome. So I think I can get through probably to the 600 page mark of this tonight. And then I am going to try to finish this tomorrow because I'll have like almost 400 pages left, which is not great. But I'm not doing anything tomorrow, so I think I'll spend like most of my day tomorrow working on this, and then I'll be doing Princess's Sprints as well, which are always a fun time. I always feel like I get the most productive reading done during those sprints, other than these ones, obviously. But yeah, so it's kind of it for my weekend. I did go out today, and I bought way too many books in the last 2 weeks. I've bought a ton, like a ridiculous amount, like to the point where when I got done with doing my shopping and stuff today, I had to have a conversation with myself about how I need to put my credit cards somewhere else because they're going to run me into so much trouble. Like, I got to do it. I got to like rein that in. But at least I know. Now I know. So I think that I'm going to reenact my book buying ban because I had started off the year where I was not going to buy anything, and then February kind of just ran that into the ground. So I need to reenact my book buying ban because at this point I have so many books that I've purchased in the last couple of weeks that I literally don't have any more space. I have no more space in my bookshelves. And I have gone through to like unhaul several that they were basically like writing books that I'm never going to really get through. I need to like go through and actually, I think, check all my physical books again and see which ones I don't think I'm going to get to, which is difficult because like all the ones I do have that are physical, I definitely think I will eventually read. I have to have like the right reason to read them though, which is really kind of bad, I think, in some ways. But I don't want to get rid of them because like I do want to have them for when I have the ability to read something specific. You know what I mean? So I just, it's frustrating. I just need to like put my credit cards somewhere else and not use them. 25% of Homegoing, hopping back to your movie next sprint. What movie are you watching? I'm curious. Robert today watched, well, when I got home today, he was watching Shawshank Redemption, and then he watched the Stand By Me, and I think that was it. I think he's basically been watching either YouTube videos or he's been playing his new game that he just got this past week. So, didn't read a thing. That's all right, Carissa. It's okay. You've made some progress today with your book. You did some progress earlier. You're good. Don't worry about it. You're fine. Oh, goodness. Well, here's the problem now when it comes to these breaks is that I never know what to talk about, but then I get started talking about something and then I can't stop. So I gotta think of something to talk about. Like I need to like go into these with like an idea in mind of things to talk about. Oh, well, one thing. Ooh, watching You again. Okay. That's not a part of the You series. No, because that's on Netflix. I don't know what that movie is. Okay. Okay, so one thing I guess is that you're going to be seeing a lot of videos on my channel here in the next like handful of days because I mass uploaded a ton of videos I've been meaning to post for probably about a week and a half now. And so earlier today, my Greek Godathon vlog for last week finally went up. I have 3 reviews coming out, and then my Wheel of D20 vlog for this month coming out as well. And then I still have to, earlier today just filmed my review for The Dragon Reborn by Robert Jordan. And then I still have to finish filming my April TBR video. And I have to film my March wrap up at the end of the month. So yeah, we've still got like, I think those videos are going to come out sometime late next week because all the videos I have scheduled out right now are scheduled out to the middle of next week, I think. So I have an itch on my hand and it is bugging the crap out of me. Ow. I think it just popped a blister on my hand or something. I don't know. Ouch. Freaking hurts. Anyway. Oh, it's a comedy about high school bullies that meet again later in life. Oh, God. I have so many dreams regarding that. I actually, one of the writing projects I had been working on before I decided to stop working on it was a story basically surrounding around that where so for context, I have like 4 writing ideas that were based on dreams that I had literally over the course of like a couple of weeks. Like, I don't know what it was, but I had like these really vivid dreams for like 2 weeks where they were like rom-com-esque in some way. Like you could write them as stories that are very kind of rom-com-y or even like, I don't know if chick lit would be the right phrase, but like very contemporary fiction. And one of them was about a character who goes to her high school reunion. I think it was going to be like her 20th high school reunion or something like that. And one of the guys that she had that was a bully of hers comes up to her and is trying to not necessarily make amends, but he tries to hit on her, not really remembering all the things he had done over the course of their time in high school, and not just in high school, but like over the course of her life. And it was a story that was going to focus on the idea of whether or not people can be forgiven when they've done things that were bad to you. Because I had a couple of guys when I was growing up that were my bullies. I didn't really have so many female bullies as I did males. For some reason, the guys really liked to mess with me. And the way they would bully me is that they would basically, for one, make fun of like how I looked, like how I dressed, specifically the music I listened to, stuff like that. But then also they would take my naivete basically and my interest in some of them and use it against me, where they would basically make me think that they had an interest in me, all these things, and then they turn around and basically say, we're just kidding, we're just messing around kind of thing. And I don't think they understood at that time like how damaging that was for somebody who was like a early teenager who already had very bad self-esteem issues. And so the story was supposed to be basically not just a way for me to like cathartically talk about this stuff, but then it was also supposed to be an exploration of this idea of when you're a kid and you're doing things like this, you don't always understand that what you do has power and it has lasting effects on the people you do it to, right? People who are bullies when they're younger, they don't always understand that what they're doing can have lasting effects. And that's why as parents, we're supposed to teach our kids not to do those things, because we're supposed to teach them that things like words have power, actions have a lot of influence on people's lives. So it's important for us as parents to teach our kids not to do those things. But the story was supposed to basically explore this idea of whether or not this character can ultimately forgive, not necessarily forget, but forgive what this person did to her, and whether they can exactly like not necessarily become lovers by any means, but whether they can kind of rebuild something from that, if there's the ability to do that. Because it was supposed to also then kind of have this back and forth of whether or not she would be willing to trust him, because she doesn't know whether he's changed, and everything that he's doing seems like it's just trying to get her to see he's changed, but he's really not. So that was one of the stories I had been working on, but obviously that does not really exist at all. Very lighthearted. The main character's brother is marrying her high school bully. Okay. That's interesting. That seems more like, not rom-com-y, but like, oh, what would you call that? I don't know. That just seems really cool. I like that. I might check that out myself. But yeah, like that's an interesting topic, because like now as a 24-year-old woman, I definitely have some people that I think bully me. I still tend to hold a grudge against, mostly because they really did some lasting damage to like my mental health, and it's more so that I've held on to that, and I need to just be able to let it go, not necessarily completely forgive or forget what the person did, but I need to be able to let those things go to move on in my life. But that story was something where, like I said, it was based on a dream that I had, and when I started thinking up of the story and writing out the plot line for it and all these things and kind of the synopsis of it, it was something where I was like, this would definitely be something I feel like somebody like my younger self would really appreciate, because it would have given me the ability to think about this possibility of forgiveness, which I think when I was in end of high school, like 7 years ago, basically going on 8 years ago. Holy hell. I've been out of high school for almost 8 years. Jesus. That just really hit me hard. Holy hell. Yeah, but 17-year-old me would have, I think, really appreciated reading a story like that. And I think having it, if it was something to be read and I could me now could give it to 17-year-old me and know that we were the person that wrote this, it would have meant so much more, and I think would have really helped with a lot of the things that I dealt with in my early adulthood life. Been able to forgive the bullies of my childhood. Therapy has taught me that forgiveness is for me, not the other person. Yes, that's the other thing I've learned too. You don't have to necessarily forgive the person, but you have to forgive yourself for feeling the way you feel. And it's not even saying that what you're feeling is bad. It's holding space for that anger. I highly recommend, little plug here, I highly recommend the Mindful Self-Compassion Workbook by Dr. Kristen Neff. This is actually a workbook that accompanies a book that my therapist recommended to me very early on in our sessions. And her book is called Self-Compassion. Very easy to find. But this is the workbook that has exercises, meditations, writing exercises, basically to get you to think about specifically the kinds of pain you feel and the emotions you feel, and being able to hold space for them without letting them overrun your life. Because Thrifty, exactly what you said, forgiveness is for you. As the person that is dealing with this, you are the one that has to forgive yourself. You don't have to forgive the other person. They probably don't deserve that forgiveness, but you can forgive yourself for what you feel, the pain that you endure and continue to have. You can forgive yourself for not showing up for yourself at that time with that compassion you needed. Been out of high school 10 years this year. Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm starting to, like, I haven't even heard anything in terms of like reunions or stuff. Like, that is the thing I dread, is getting the invitations for reunions, because like the indecision of wanting to go to see certain friends that I had growing up, and then also having to see people I don't want to see, which was like 80% of my class. It is hard. I'm having a very hard time even imagining trying to make a decision of whether or not to go. Okay, so how many more sprints? I wanted to be here tonight, but my mom had a box of pictures that got water. Oh no! Mia, I'm so sorry. Having my family had just go through a flood too, like, that hurts. I'm so sorry. I really hope that you were able to save most of them. I'm so sorry, sweetie. And you're still in high school. It's okay. It's fine. Like, just trust me when I say that when you become an adult, if you have anybody that's been bullying you for any reason, I don't know why they would, but forgive yourself for for how you feel now, because it'll be easier for you to then forgive the things that you feel when you're older. You can hold space for the things you feel, but eventually you have to let them go, and you have to forgive yourself for being able to let them go, to be able to do that. I learned to have tough skin. I was bullied for my weight a lot, but I've been learning how to accept who I am and the things I need to change. That's good. I'm glad that you feel like you have healed in a lot of ways from that. I have a lot of, that was another thing. So, I mean, I'm sure you guys could tell I'm fairly thin, but I was, in some ways bullied for my weight, because I had a hard time gaining weight when I was younger. I actually had a lot of people ask me and bully me, telling me that I was anorexic, when actually I was one of the biggest eaters when it came to anything, especially when I was involved in sports. So I had a really hard time. That was part of my self-esteem and self-image issue that I had for the longest time. But I will say, I feel like I wouldn't say I've fully healed from a lot of the things I've dealt with, but I've been making a lot of progress to the point where I stopped having to go to therapy. I am still on my anxiety medication, because this has actually been, extremely helpful with the intrusive thoughts that I had been dealing with. Which makes my mind easier to deal with things. But I was able to stop therapy earlier this year, because I felt like I had a really good handle on being kinder to myself and being kinder about how I handle things. I'm not perfect. I have my bad days. I have my bad weeks, but I do feel like I'm leaps and bounds better than where I was 3 years ago. So there's that. I have reading and workbooks my therapist is giving me to complete too. Yeah, so that one I actually bought basically toward the end of my therapy sessions, but the self-compassion book was what I started working with toward the beginning of our sessions. And it was amazing how much I learned about myself through Self-Compassion by Dr. Kristen Neff. Like, just being able to understand that I have the ability and the love for myself in some way to be able, I guess, to start the process of forgiving myself and letting myself be okay with how things are and where I'm at, and being okay with, yes, I've dealt with things, but they don't have to be a part of my life anymore because they're no longer a part of my life. Like I don't have to deal with anything like that. Okay, so my timer's gone off. We'll go through the comments real quick. Guess I'm lucky that I'm homeschooled, so my only bullies are my siblings. Fair. Siblings can be kind of mean too. My younger sister. Forgive the people, totally. I feel it's the only way I was able to move past it. And hey, if you can forgive the people, that's great. You don't have to. But to be able to hold that space for yourself, to give yourself the ability to be able to forgive yourself, other people, whoever, whatever the case may be. I'm not at the point where I will 100% forgive the people that hurt me, mostly because they were they were very damaging. Like I think of when I forgive people, it is forgiving in the sense where I could have a working friendship with them. But the people that hurt me the most, I will never be able to have that friendship with. I can't. They were so damaging in my life that I cannot see myself being able to effectively having a working friendship with them. That's where I find true forgiveness would be with other people. Whereas for them, what I would do is I forgive myself for feeling how I feel now, because of the fact that like my self-esteem issues are wrapped up in those things, those experiences I had. But I can forgive myself for feeling that way because they were valid feelings to have. They are valid feelings to have. But I don't have to hold on to those things anymore. They are things that no longer serve me. They are things that are not true. They are things that, just they're not conducive to my mental health. So there's no reason for me to hold on to them, So yeah, a little bit of a sappy, sad topic, but I guess that, like I said, half the time I don't know what to talk about, but then you guys bring up something where I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so much I can say about that. Okay, so Mia, to answer your earlier question, yes, we're still doing sprints. We do them till midnight, my time. So we've still got a little bit more than an hour. So don't worry. We still got some time for sprints. I'm really sorry, though, again, about your flood. That's awful. Forgiveness doesn't mean I fool with you. It means I no longer allow you to hold space in my spirit, heart, and mind. Yes. That's basically where I'm at. I'm not at that point yet. That's where I want to be. And those people, like, I might say, hey, it's in the past. I'm not holding space in my head for you anymore. But that doesn't mean I want to be friends with you. Like, there's two people in particular I can think of that were my biggest bullies growing up, where I'm like, yeah, no. I don't care how sorry you are about what happened. I can forgive you for the fact that you were a stupid teenager, but that doesn't mean I want to be your friend. Like, it just doesn't. I don't want you in my space, in my life. I appreciate the apology, but goodbye. Basically, that's where I would like to be. I am not there yet. I'm still very, very angry, I think. I think that I've done a lot of inner child work in the last, handful of months. I think I have to start moving into inner teen work, where it's a lot of anger and resentment for me specifically. So that's my next mental project. Anyway, let's go ahead and roll. Ooh, okay. So it's another 40-minute one. Yeah, thank you. Next. Seriously, that's what it feels like. Like, we're done. We're done with you. Next, please. Let's just get a line going and let's just boom, 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 get done. But yeah, so rolled another 8. That means that it's going to be another 40-minute one. So sad to say for those of you that don't like the long ones, but that's the way the dice roll, unfortunately. So we're going to use that timer we used just a little bit ago. And I think, yeah, by the time we get done with that, we'll basically be wrapping up. So this is going to, I think, be our last sprint, guys. I'm sorry. I guess being homeschooled and not having people to talk to, but you become your own bully. See, that is another thing. That's another thing with, on the flip side of it, where, if you're homeschooled, you don't have to deal with, rude people that you normally would. But you also can become your worst enemy because, like, you set yourself expectations, all these things, and then it becomes like, and then, like, especially if you transition from, like, homeschool and go to, like, university or something like that, it's like a whole other culture shock. Like, I know people I went to college with that struggled in the environment of university because they were homeschooled pretty much their whole life, and university was their actual first experience with being in a school with other people that wasn't, like, at home. So that kind of led to its own issues in a lot of ways. And then they became their worst critics because, they thought that they weren't doing as well as the other students, when in reality they were, but they, like, set such high expectations for themselves that, like, the people I knew growing and, like, going to university, they had such high expectations for themselves that they never, like, met, because they felt like that with everyone else around them, everyone else was doing better. But that wasn't the case. So I understand what you're saying, because I knew people that were like that. I think I should be close to done with my book. Ooh, okay. Well, let me stop talking, because we're getting close to the 11 o'clock my time. So let's go ahead and get started with our next one. Think I can finish my movie? Yay! Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do our last sprint for the night. I'm sorry that this is going to be the last one, but then we'll basically just talk and figure out what's going on for the rest of the weekend or something. I don't know. That's how I am in real life. Yeah. People are scary. And like, you set your own expectations so much too that it's like, am I ever going to be better than anybody else? No. Am I going to try to? Yes. Am I going to hate myself for trying so hard? Yes. Am I going to hate myself because I feel like everybody else is doing better and I'm actually doing totally fine, but I feel like I'm never going to, like, meet that? Yes. Join the club. It's me every day. It's okay. It's okay. We laugh at our own misery, right? It's how we get through the day. If we don't laugh, we cry. It's all good. All good. But no, seriously, like, you have the ability to hold space for that pain, hold space for that, like, fear. But something I did learn a lot in therapy, and actually was thankfully really helped with my anti-anxiety meds, was the intrusive thought cycle of all of that has lessened, because I was not only taught about, the idea of holding space for feelings and then allowing yourself, giving yourself permission in a lot of ways to let those go at the same time. Yes, Thrifty, comparison is the enemy of happiness, for sure. And, like, that was something I had to remember in therapy, that no matter how much I compared myself to people, it wasn't going to change anything. It was, if anything, going to make things worse. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I definitely have my days where, I still, even being medicated and, trying to practice my own self-compassion, that I struggle. Because, unfortunately, things like social media can make it very hard for us to not compare ourselves to everybody else. It's very hard for us, especially, like, my generation, people a little bit older than me, especially people younger than me. We live in this world of everything is comparable to something else. And it's so difficult. Like, even with BookTube, I'm constantly comparing myself to other booktubers. Like, I don't always have a thumbnail that is nice looking. My thumbnails that I use are super minimal because I don't have the time or the energy to do it. And that's okay. Like, I've had to, like, teach myself that that's okay, because I am doing what I'm capable of doing. I can't put more effort into something I don't have the ability to put more effort into. Like, I can try to make quality content. I can try to, do these flashy things, but that flashy stuff wouldn't be me. I'm not somebody who is super big jump cuts all the time and transitions and like that are like the star formation ones. Like, I'll use a nice transition like that's like a watercolor kind of painting every now and like then with my vlogs specifically, but me comparing myself to other booktubers isn't going to change anything. It's not going to change anything about how my content is. It's not going to change anything about how like the time I have to make the content. Like it doesn't really do anything for me. So why continue? You know? So anyway, all right, let's go ahead and get this sprint done for everybody. And then we'll wrap up and just kind of chill out and just end off the night. So let me pull it up. There we go. All right, 40 minutes of reading, everybody. Good luck and go. Hello. Hey guys. So, sprint's over. All right. So, I think that's going to basically be our last sprint. So, here because I enjoy your vibe, don't change it, Thrifty. Don't make me cry. Oh my God, I'm going to actually cry. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. I'm really glad that you come and you have a good time. God dang, you guys, what? Why am I so emotional? No, this is not okay. Don't do that. Don't make me cry. I love you. Thank you so much for Thrifty. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. Just thank you. Sister works at Subway and she brought me soup, loaded baked potato. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. Yum! Finished your book! Yay, JV! Yay! That makes me so happy. That was fast for you? That felt like it was 2 hours for me. I'm tired after that. I'm sure you do, but like that makes me so happy. No, like seriously, that means the world to me. Like that you guys come every time and like just come hang out with me. I know I'm a bit of a goofball, but I appreciate that you guys, appreciate that because like it makes me feel like I'm not the weirdest person in the world because some people seem to like it. So just hearing that just makes me feel really happy. And especially if I put out a good vibe, because I do try to make this a very comforting environment. And I just like to have a good time. I know I can be a bit sappy and sad sometimes, but I really I do enjoy doing this, and I'm glad that you guys get to come and hang out with me for a few hours every week. 30 pages left. Are you going to try to finish it soon? Or are you going to put it off till tomorrow? That's the real question. Thank you, Carissa. I really, really appreciate it. That you guys are so stinking sweet. I adore you all so much. Okay, so I'm going to do my weekly plug also of my friend Princess, just because I partake in her sprints every week. If you like my personality, you're probably going to really like her if you've not gone to see her. She is super awesome. But if you guys don't know, my friend Princess, Castle Library, she does reading sprints every Sunday from about 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific to sometimes 6, 7, depending on how, 6, 7 Eastern. Oh, excuse me, depending on what exactly goes on. She does have like more set sprints. So starting off with, I think, a 10-minute sprint, a 30, 45, 30, and then I think a 20, something like that. They're much more set in stone, but then that allows for a lot of overlap with chatting and stuff with everybody. But they're like, she has very set sprints with hers and then just a lot of time to hang out, which that's why they end up going for much longer, is because she and her chat just get really going, and it's very fun. So I highly recommend you guys go check her out if you have the ability to, just because I really enjoy her sprints, and she's a very good friend of mine. So I always want to bring more people over to her because I definitely think she deserves it. You're welcome, JV. Thank you so much for joining. Good luck with your meetings next week. I really hope to hear next week how those went, and if you ended up deciding on anybody. I don't know if that's possible with a week from now, but hopefully some choices will be narrowed down for you. I would love to hear about it next week. So thank you guys all so much for joining me tonight. I love you all so much. Thank you guys so much for coming out every week and come and hang out with me. It really means the world. So anyway, I'm going to go get snuggled into bed because I'm getting very sleepy. And I will see all of you guys next weekend. Don't forget, I got a lot of videos coming out in the next week if you're interested. So please feel free to watch those if you would like. But anyway, I will see all of you guys next weekend. Bye.